Hey everyone, this is Chef. Welcome back to Uma. Today is the first day of Aries CM. So let's see how we do. I feel like prep for this one has been okay. I think that we've built strong runners. I'm less sure of how good our actual plan is. I think the plan is the weakness here. And basically the weakness is because we don't have Christmas Ogre. It was just very, very strong this CM. So what is our goal? We're running triple late surger, and the plan is to have any of our 3 late surgers hit late race acceleration skills and then be fast in late race. I want them to be the fastest things that are on the track. So Firm Course Menace is going to be contributing to that for all 3 of them. It's going to put our speed above 1200, and in some cases we're going to couple that with medium S. So we're going to have like 1350, 1360 effective speed, something like that. We are going to be the fastest things on the track in late race. The question is whether that is going to be better than Christmas Ogres, who are able to consistently activate speed carryover in late race. So let's go find out. I am very, very curious. The one thing that I do like about this comp, and the one thing that I do like about this plan, is that all 3 of these runners are legitimate aces. We only need one of them to be in 6th at late race, and then that is our chosen champion to be an ace. The problem with that, the downside with that, is that if none of them are in 6th, then we have no aces, and none of them are going to win. So, we'll see how likely that is. I think it's going to be very pace-heavy, it's going to be a little front-heavy, so we should have a decent shot at securing our position here. In this case, we have 4 other late surgers, so our late surgers are going to be 6, 7, 8, 9. We will have, hopefully, one of them in fairly good position to hit that unique. But we'll see how it plays out. I wonder if that's a runaway Suzuka. I didn't check ahead of time. If it is, it would have been built in Unity Cup. L is also an interesting choice here. All 3 of our runners hit their recoveries, so we know they're going to have enough stamina to finish. I'm pretty sure they have enough stamina without it, but it's just good insurance. Right now, we need to get ahead of that nice nature, though. We need to be the runner in 6th. Any of us do. Otherwise, this plan is not going to work. Getting decent mid-race velocity. There's a big gap right now, though. That nature's so fast. What she's doing to get her mid-race velocity that high? One of those ogres hit Festive Miracle way too early. So that's an improperly built ogre up there. The point is that you hit it now, when Ryan's did, because you speed carry over into late race. But all 3 of our late surgers are going to miss acceleration here. So this is probably not going to work out great for us. I want to look at that nice nature and see how she was so fast. This is the part where we start to catch up. You can see our velocities are faster than anybody else right now, but we missed all of our accelerations. So we're going to be way too far behind to actually make up that gap. We can beat the ogre that's not built well. But the ogre that is built well is just miles ahead there. Alright, show me this nice nature. How is this nice nature so fast in mid-race? What did you do? Umamusume. That's what it was. Oh, we probably should have thought about that when we were building our aces. Do any of you have Umamusume? I don't think any of them have Umamusume. That might be a bit of a problem for us. None of them do. I probably should have thought of that, to be honest with you. But maybe it's okay if we draw into a lobby with more late surgers, or maybe a few end closers. It's complicated trying to run Moving Past and Beyond and Pump Some Iron, because you don't want to go too far up. You don't want to start passing like pace chasers in the second half of mid-race, because then you're going to be too far ahead to trigger your accelerations. But you also don't want to be so far behind that it doesn't matter if you trigger them or not. We have an end closer in this lobby, so I think we're virtually guaranteed to hit our accelerations in late race. Unless that Admire Vega is also extremely quick in late race. We'll see. This is also a full Pace Chaser lobby, so it looks like this air groove is going to get nominated to be front runner. Fast and Furious is good, Eager's good. Just get out ahead of this Admire Vega. Or the Rudolph. Come on, Tekken, just a little more. There we go. Okay. But not too far up. Fifth might be a little too much. We're in the mix here. If she's going to hit her unique, is that going to be velocity carryover? This may actually be velocity carryover into late race, which would be interesting. It is going to be. Huh. Tachyon might do some stuff here, maybe. Satono Diamond also hit a bunch of excels. I don't think we're going to be fast enough to catch that Ogre, but I think we're going to be fast enough to catch this Wedding Air Groove. Let's see how this plays out. We're definitely... Oh my god, Satono Diamond's so fast in late race. Holy cow. Okay. Okay. That's good proof of concept. She was moving at the end there. That's good to know. We need to get acceleration to line up on you. I don't like how inconsistent it is right now. But if we can get that to connect, I think there's definitely something to this. She came out of nowhere at the end of that race. Interesting. Really interesting. I wish I had one that had pump and moving past and beyond. I didn't even look at who was an end closer here. I totally forgot. We'll see if we can piece it together. Front Kita-san, front Saiyan. Yeah, Grass Wonder's way out there, but she's going to get hit with a pace down here relatively quickly. Hey, this is great positioning for us right now, if we can just stay in this sort of like 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th mix. We'd like Satono Diamond specifically to be the one in 6th, but we can work on that. Maybe she needs more mid-race velocity. Yeah, never mind, she's kind of chilling. Grass is way up there right now. Satono Diamond's moving up. This is looking pretty good right now. I don't know what Grass is doing all the way up there, but she is way up there. Diamond's in 8th, 9th. She's gonna miss excels. We're all gonna miss excels. No, Takyon's gonna hit here. There's pump. So Tachyon hit one. Air Group is, or Grass Wander's moving pretty quickly here. I don't know if it's gonna be enough to catch an Ogre. It's not, but it's close. These are all close. They're just not quite good enough yet. Also, Satono Diamond needs more mid-race. I think we need to get Satono Diamond with Umastan. We're gonna have to go and look for a spark for that. I wonder if I have any parents that have Umastan. I don't, but I wonder if I have any like guest borrows that do. Two other late surgers in addition to me. Okay. The biggest thing I'm thinking right now is our mid-race velocity just does not look like it's where it needs to be. We're not competitive at moving up into 6th, which is where we want to be. And given that we're running triple late surger, I think Umamusume would be fairly consistent on any of them. This is a good setup, though. 5, 6, 7 is right where we want to be. Let's just see if we can maintain it. Backhand's rushed. That shouldn't matter that much. A little too far ahead here, but honestly, if we're close to the lead, I don't know this is too much mid-race velocity, but if we're close enough to the lead, Tachyon can at least hit speed carryover here. I don't know what's going on in this race anymore. I don't know why our late surgers are so far up. But let's see if anybody hits speed carryover. Oh, that Ogre hits so much of it. We hit excels. Both of us hit excels. I think we're going to be in the mix on this one, you know. I think Sotono Diamond is going to be fast enough to do it here. That Ogre is not getting away from her. She's going to nail her unique here. Holy cow. Yeah, this is Sotono Diamond wins this race by a big margin. Because she's in 2nd right now, and she is right on Ogre's heels, and she is way faster than that Ogre will be. Yeah, she's gone. Okay, so the plan does work. The plan is just not consistent. He's so far ahead. The plan works. The plan is not consistent, but the plan works. And that Ogre hits speed carryover too. I wonder if there's a problem with that. It's an SS Ogre. You have Corner Wreck, Hydrate, 777s. You know, it may have missed Festive Miracle. I wasn't actually watching. It's possible that it missed one of those uniques. But that is a really good sign that we are onto something with this plan. It's just very inconsistent. Because we need Sotono to be in 6th specifically. That said, I know that she hit moving past and beyond, but we also were so far up the pack in late race for that race that I wonder if it's worth trying to just find more mid-race velocity and hoping we hit mid-race velocity in the second half of the race so that we don't get killed by pace down mode. Maybe there's something to it. I have a few things to think about here for sure. So this is not going to be the one that gets us into round 2A, but I think we've learned a lot from it. Also, there's no Christmas Ogre here. We know that we can beat a Christmas Ogre, but anytime we don't see one is a fairly bullish sign for us, I think. We're all hitting our recoveries. Good. So we know we can survive this race. We have so much room to spread out here in front because there's only one front runner and one pace chaser. So I think Tachyon going for this is fine. Because if she gets up far enough, she can hit speed carryover off of Uma too. That's a fairly devastating pace down though. But it's okay. We're all in the mix still. The Sotono Diamond is right in there. She could potentially be 6th here. She is 6th. If we could just hold this position, it would be perfect. I think she's in there. There's moving past and beyond for both of them. I think this is also a Sotono Diamond win. Because nothing else is going to be faster than her on the track right now. We're going to hit the straight, we're going to nail our unique, and then we're going to go vanish off into the distance. So the question is, how do I make that more consistent? Maybe this is hubris, but from the races that I've watched her win... Hold on, no, that Grass Wonder can't be faster. It is mechanically not possible for you to be faster than me. Okay, fine, you can have your unique. the acceleration activations are helping. Both times Satono Diamond won, she hit moving past and beyond. However, both of the times Satono Diamond won, we also really closed the gap to first. And I wonder if there isn't an argument to be made that we should just try and stack Uma Stand and mid-race velocity onto her instead of worrying as much about moving past and beyond. As far as what that would look like, it would look like finding a Dober with an Uma Stand Spark. And then ignoring the fact that we also want Orion on that inheritance chain. Either way, we might do that tomorrow. I had a plan for today, so I don't think I'm going to do that today. But tomorrow we may try and do a last-ditch Sotono Diamond rebuild. I really like what I'm seeing out of the first round. I think this plan works. I think we just need a way to make it more consistent, because we don't want to suffer through a whole bunch of losses when it doesn't. Anyway, as far as what the plan is for today, we're going to keep doing our team trials revisions, and we're going to do a bit of groundwork today. Not the skill, sort of like the idea of groundwork. So the two runners that we need to build both take pretty considerable investment right now. This L has been in the bottom 321 times. This Haru has been in the bottom 327 times. The Haru needs turf sparks. L needs front sparks. We still don't have a great turf spark parent for Haru. That's something that we need to be working on. We also don't have a great front spark parent for L, but we do potentially have a good front spark grandparent for L. So if we come over here to our veteran runners and we search up sparks and we look for front and we say 2 or more, the only thing that we have is this Bakshin, which is our 3 guts, 3 front runner. I don't know what to do with this parent. What we're gonna do today is use this as a parent along with anything in my guest borrow that has a dirt spark, because L is also dirt B natively. And we're going to cross our fingers that we make a parent that is at least halfway usable. And what halfway usable looks like is any relevant 2-star blue, any relevant 2-star pink. Because that is going to allow us to run a 7-star front runner parent as a borrow, and use these 3 frontrunner sparks as a grandparent to get to 10, so that we can max out the pre-run inheritance that we need for our L. So let's go set up a parent run. It's been a while since we did one of these in a video, so we'll talk through a bit of our thinking around it at the same time. First of all, what do we want our side of the parent tree to be, knowing that eventually we're going to use it to make an L for team trials? For the most part, you can ignore uniques for team trials. Some of them are decently consistent, but all of them are overcosted relative to just normal white skills, so it's not really going to be something that we prioritize. What we could think about a little bit is we could think about what our inheritance tree looks like with an eye towards maximizing our affinity. And just because we've never actually done that in any video before, I'm going to walk through how we would do that in this case, because we actually know what trainee we want to use. So we're on Game Tora, and if we head over Tools and we go to Compatibility, we get this Affinity Calculator. So our main character is going to be L, original version. Legacy 2, I don't know what Legacy 2 is going to be right now. This is going to be our guest borrow. But for Legacy 1, we know that one of them is going to be Sakura Bakshin O, because that's our frontrunner spark. And then if we check recommended, we can see best legacies for L are Grass Wonder 35, Chiano O 33, Daiwa Scarlet 30, Agnes Digital 29, Taiki Shuttle 27. So we have decently high options to choose from. I like the idea of Grass Wonder because I know that you can do mile, medium, and long, so we can shove a ton of races in there. Daiwa can do that too, Taiki can't, but Grass Wonder has higher affinity than Daiwa Scarlet does. So I like the option of putting that in there. We'll go Grass Wonder. And then if we check recommended again, now we get this best sub-legacies for El Condor Pasa with Grass Wonder Legacy. And then best main character for current setup, which should confirm the fact that we're using L. What this is telling us, the best sub-legacies for L with a Grass Wonder Legacy, is who we should try and get a Dirt Spark off of. And we can see that Ogre is at 22. We know that Ogre can run dirts, and I'm pretty sure that our dirt parent, our guest borrowed dirt parent, is an Ogre. So this is our indication that when we come back into our run and we set our parents up, we want to make this a Grass Wonder, because that's our side of the inheritance tree. We want Legacy 1 to be very specifically this Bokshin, and we want Legacy 2 very specifically to be a Dirt Ogre. We don't have one. I thought we had a Dirt Ogre. We're going to have to go find one then. So let's head over to Uma.moe. Alright, so we're back on Uma.moe, and we're doing things a little bit differently from the way that we usually look for parents. The point is that eventually, whatever Ogre cap we find here is going to be a grandparent, not a parent. Which means we don't have to look at things like, oh, 7-star blue, 7-star pink. We only care about the Ogre cap. We do not care what the Ogre cap's parents are, because those are going to fall off of the legacy when we make our parent. Instead, in main parent factors, we're going to look for 3-star power, 3-star dirt. We're building a mile runner, so we know that we don't necessarily need stamina. We're going to be able to cap speed on L, because L is 20% speed growth. The other thing that we could look at here, and I didn't do this before I unpaused, is we could also look at wit. And we could think about whether there is a better wit ogre in here. And actually, I think there is. This one's got an insane amount of white sparks. So we may actually do that as well. But let's start with power, because that's what I was looking at previously. And then the other thing that we're going to do is, by default, your results are sorted by affinity. And this is affinity summed across all 3 parents and grandparents. But again, we don't care about max affinity. What we care about is the affinity of Ogre specifically. And what we're going to do to look for that is we're instead going to sort by G1 wins. Because the more G1 wins that this Ogre has, the more affinity that we can build as we make our own parent. Now that said, I was searching by power, and I didn't really like any of the Ogre that I found. I think the best one that I was going to end up using was like this one, because it had prudent positioning, and prudent positioning is good and cheap. This one also has prudent positioning, but more or less these are basically the same thing. And this one has more affinity, so we might get better like mid-race inheritance events. But when we switch to wit, this one looks crazy. Corner adept, speed eater, because we're mile. But just a ton of potential race sparks here, which is the other thing I'm looking at. I think this Ogre might be better, and 23 G1 wins means they basically did the whole circuit, right? They did Okusho, Japanese Oaks, Shukusho, they did the JF, the Hopeful Stakes. They won all of them. And this is also fairly important for us to consider, because we want to make sure that on the Grass Wonder that we're about to make, we run the same triple crown the triple tiara that this one did. We want to try and match as many of these as we can outside of the dirt races, because we can't do dirt races. So I think this Ogre is the one. We're going to go ahead and copy that rank. We're going to head back in game. We're going to add them as a friend. And I did buy 5 extra friend slots, so we don't have to worry about pruning for this. Give me that Ogre. Then take me back into career. Set my Grass Wonder up again. Give me this Ogre as a borrow. The important thing that I need to remember here is the races that this Ogre ran. They did 42 and 141. So what I have open in the other monitor is I have their race schedule open. And I'm going to be referencing that during the run to make sure that I win as many of the same races as this Ogre. At least as far as G1s are concerned. I'm not really going to stress the G2s and the G3s, because eventually that's going to go away, and we only need this to be apparent for L1 time anyway. But I do want to walk through a bit of the philosophy and the thinking that goes into very intentionally making a parent for a specific runner, rather than just making a good parent, a capital G good parent. So this is the setup that we're going to use. And the idea here is that if this Grass Wonder is even halfway decent, we're going to have 3-star guts, 3-star front, And then we're going to have 3-star wit, 3-star dirt as grandparents. And we're going to use those to eventually fix L's affinity so that we can make a frontrunner grass for team trials. As far as what a parent run deck looks like, we've talked about this pretty extensively in the streams, but if you haven't been catching the streams, I really think that the best approach to making a parent in Trackblazer is just maxing your race bonus. Is just grabbing as much race bonus as you can. And so usually that looks something like this. We have 15%, 15%, 15%, 10%, 10%, and then I don't think I actually have any other good, like, 10% race bonus speed cards. So we're using Aries because I think it's just the most efficient SSR speed card that I have. So this deck is 15, 30, 45, 55, 65, 70 race bonus. And the point of running a 70 race bonus deck is more races are more skill points. And more skill points is more white sparks. So that's going to be the approach that we try and take here. We want to get speed to 1100 if we can. We want to get power to 1100 if we can. We would like to hit rank SS if we can, because that slightly increases our chances of getting good sparks, but we're going to run this and we're just going to send it. So, first 11 turns, fairly normal. You are a finale type. We're going to be maximizing friendships. We're going to have a slight bias towards chasing relevant hints that we might want. So prepared to pass is not going to be relevant because we're building a front runner eventually. Nothing that Nice Nature does is relevant at all. Fine motion, nimble nymph's not going to be useful on a front. So here I think we can just maximize our friendship. And this one's convenient because it has both of our speed guards in the same place. We want to build them up fairly early. Lovely initial mood up. Fine motion hint still isn't all that valuable, but this is just the best training available to us, so we might as well take it. Straightaway acceleration is not bad. It is a team trial skill. It's cheap and it activates consistently. It's cheapish. 2 friends, no friends, 3 friends. That's a speed training. One friend, no friends, no friends. 3 friends on a 10% to fail stamina. I don't need to risk that. So I probably should just rest here. I don't want to lose my momentum too early in this run by failing a training. It's going to put me behind the curve of trying to build my stats forever. And then we can just take this wit because this is good friendship training. This, I think we can just take the free mood up. Trick front is something that we would potentially use, but I'm not going to chase it as like a white spark over just taking a mood up right now. It's a lovely wit training. I don't actually remember what hints Nishino Flower has. Ace corners, updrafters. Okay, so neither of those are relevant, but that's still going to be the most friendship we can get out of any of these trainings. Two friends, one friend, one friend, one friend. I'll keep taking wit. No friends, 2 friends. 1 friend, 2 friends, and Etsuko, but these are our low friends right now. I guess Marvelous Sunday's technically lower. Actually, both of these are lower. This should be a guts training. We'll go with that. This is not going to be a medium parent, it's going to be a mild parent, so we take speed and power. And for Air Shakur, these are all end closer, I believe. Yeah, every single one of these is either end closer or medium, so we don't need to chase the hint. But there's no better training, so we'll do it anyway. One friend, 2 friends on guts. I feel like I'd rather preserve the energy since we're about to go into debut race, and also these friendships are doing fairly well, while Sundays is lagging behind. So let's just take a wit training and preserve energy here. I would love a good wit training tomorrow, too. Speed 20, stam 20. I think stamina needs help right now. Especially because we're not running dedicated stamina cards. Oh, that's the perfect wit training. That's exactly what I wanted to see this turn. So now, even if we lose the energy gamble on the debut, we should still be able to train the turn after that. And if we see like Vita 20s in the shop, that's even better. I don't think we have anything we need to buy at this point. Yeah, none of this is useful. Let's go ahead and jump into our debut. Okay. And then, I'm gonna go, well, check the shop first. Grilled carrots is good. Motivating megaphone's also pretty good. I might pop that this turn. But then, I'm gonna go ahead and pause the video, and I'm going to set up my entire agenda so that it matches what that ogre parent is. Alright, so the schedule is set up, and here's what it looks like. A couple notes on this, just if it's an approach you decide to try yourself. G3s and G2s are prescriptive. It's nice if you can do them, because they do contribute towards affinity, but in some future patch eventually that's going to change, so you can get as sweaty about that as you want. I'm going to be skipping these if I see a better versus race, because I'm interested in skill hints, and I think I would rather have the skill hints than the affinity at the end of the day. The other adjustment that I've made here is that this ogre ran dirt races, and obviously we don't have to do that. So they were set up to run the Japan Dirt Derby here. They were set up to run both of the dirt races at the end of Classic year. They did the Champions Cup. They did the Tokyo Daishoten. We don't have to do either of those. They ran the Yasuda Kinen in Classic year. We can do that in Senior year. But there's actually something that I want to show you based on some testing and some experimentation that I was doing per a suggestion from Apple in the Discord. And so we'll talk about that when we get to it, because I think it's kind of neat. For now, though, this is all of the same G1s that the Ogre parent ran. And the only thing I'm a little scared of is they won the Spring 10-0. But if we don't win the Spring 10-0, that's fine. It's slightly suboptimal, but it's not like it kills the parent run. All that said, let's get back to the run. We have a good wit training here that we can take, and I think given that we're taking one wit training, we might as well megaphone. We know that we're training for these next 3 turns, so let's pop one now. Let's hope that we see a wit training late July as well, and then we can take any training early August, and we can really maximize our stat gains from that. 2, and a fine motion hint 2. Marvelous Sunday is low. Well, no, fine motion is actually lowest, and getting a hint out of you is pretty convenient. I can take a stamina here. Let's build that friendship. Right-handed is a little useful. Most Team Trials tracks are right-handed, but it's not like the first thing that I'd think of turning into a spark. That is also a slow metabolism that's saving my life. That's such a good guts training to have a megaphone active for. I think we got exceptional value out of that megaphone. That was a very, very good call. And then we can skip this, but we'd really prefer not to. So let's go jump into the junior stakes. Let's make sure we've changed our options so that we automatically use skill books. And let's go and race. So, I'm going to try something in this run that I have never tried before in TrackBlazer. When you do a versus race in TrackBlazer, you get hints either for the distance that you ran the race, or you get a hint for the style that you used in the race. Grass Wonder is a late surger. It's really, really what she wants to do. But she's not going to be a late surger parent. She's going to be a front runner parent. So what if, and this might work, it might not. Like I said, I have not tried this. What if we ran her as front for all of her versus races to get front skills? It's going to be suicide on the Nagata Junior Stakes. I'm aware. I probably shouldn't have said that word. Now the video is going to get demonetized. It's probably going to be suboptimal on the Junior Stakes because it's not a frontrunner kind race. But I'm curious to see how this works out for the rest of these. Passing up on a Rainbow Speed. There's nothing left to buy in the shop that we want, so we can just skip that. If we don't win some of these junior races, I'm probably going to move off of this plan. But if we win the junior races, even though we're front runner E, I'm going to stick with it. Okay. Hold on. But then also, do I get a front runner hint? With a shop reset. I do. Oh, baby. This is going to be the weirdest Grass Wonder parent that anyone has ever seen. That's sick. Okay. Shop reset. Master Cleat Hammer, Gut Scroll, Good Luck Charm. Today's going to be a rest because we're on 0 energy. Giving up a okay speed training, but nothing amazing. The 70's great. Take me to the Royal Cup. Buy a nose? Nah, I can't afford to spend clocks here. We can just save clocks for later races. And then Artemis Stakes. You should check your trainings. It's a decent power training, but not good enough to take me off of a versus race. If we win the energy gamble here, we could train early November. Okay. Buy a head. We do lose the energy gamble, but if it's a good wit training, we could still take it. It's a good wit training, we can still take it. It's actually the best training we have available. So we go ahead and take this. And then we hope that the sports high is the versus race. I think we're about to spend all of our energy on these last 3 races, so give me speed stamina. I think it's all going to be gone by late December, so we might as well not take more of it. It's a great speed training, but I'm doing a race instead. The sports high is the rival race, so we can keep up with the same schedule that this Ogre ran. Good. Kale Juice, Wit Scroll, good. Don't need Disorient. We'll just take the stats. Give me Kale Juice, Wit Scroll, Empowering Megaphone. Apparently I forgot to buy a bunch of other stuff. I would like that Vita 40 as well. Versus race me again. Take a Master Cleat Hammer, because it's a G1 that you're going to reroll. Probably rerolling that. There we go. Okay. I still don't know if this is being a frontrunner causing this, or if it's just low stats, because we haven't had amazing trainings. It's also a good shop reset. We don't have Fine Motion maxed on Friendship yet, so give me the one that gives plus Friendship. Plus 8? No. Guts Ankle Weight? You do have 160 right now. If you see one good Guts training during summer break, you probably take it. And then we should have enough stamina and power to survive the Hopeful Stakes. We don't have any skills that are worth buying yet. We don't have Cleat Hammers. So we'll just go into this as is. How bad is it though? 1 3/4. I'll spend 1 clock on it. This is probably being a front runner at this point, is that our stats are too borderline. So I'm going to try one more time as a late surger. as a pace, as a late surger. As a pace chaser. Yeah, keep me closer to the front so I don't get blocked. Okay. So it is a little bit of an issue with frontrunner. I bet that we could probably outstat it if we had borrowed, like, Fuku or something. But I just don't think we have enough initial stats to be running frontrunner when we're frontrunner E. So let's stick to Pace Chaser, just because it's going to make our runs more consistent. And maybe think about dropping 5 race bonus and getting rid of Nice Nature for the sake of running Fuku and just piling on initial stats. That is one that I will do a little bit more experimentation with, because I think there's something to it. Like, we can win some races with it, it's just inconsistent. I don't like the idea of it being inconsistent. Motivating Megaphone, I'd like to grab eventually. But I don't think I need it right now. The Ogre that we borrowed did run the Kyoto News High, but they came in second, so we don't have to do that one because it wouldn't contribute to our affinity. We are going to probably try and do a race there anyway to get shop coins. Just take speed out of that. It's a fairly decent speed training, and I do want to level that facility up. Did you eat your carrots? You didn't even eat your carrots. Do that. Because now this pushes Shinko into gold. Speed to 2 is nice. Versus race potential today. Giving up a pair of rainbow trainings for it, but I still think that's worth it. Kisaragi show is the only versus race today, so we'll do that. If we win the energy gamble, we can train. If we don't win the energy gamble, we can Vita and train. We do not win the energy gamble, but we can drink a Vita 20 and train today. Trick rear is not going to be something that we use. You know, none of these trainings are great. I might just Vita 20 and take the wit to preserve energy, so that I have enough to get through this 3-race stretch, because I don't have an energy drink on me right now. And then that also builds Fine Motion's friendship, which is useful. Double check you're not losing anything from the shop. You wanted to get the motivating megaphone, and I think you might want 1 power weight on you as well. Just in case you see a good power training, you'd like to take it. Give me this wit training. That's Fine Motion to gold. And then we do triple race. Race number 1. Good. Decent time to win an energy gamble, because we might be able to train late April. We're going to get energy back out of that as well. Power scroll for sure. I don't think I need a second Guts ankle weight. I think I'm fine with just 1. Spring Stakes is our versus race. We can run that. Good. And then if we win the energy gamble on the Oka show, I think we're set up really well. Gold inspiration. This really only matters for giving us interesting white sparks to buy. Corner adept is nice. Mile S doesn't really matter. It just makes our career a little easier. I guess non-standard distance is pretty good for a lot of dirt races. I believe most of them are a non-standard distance. Reset whistle, Vita 20. I'll probably come back for that whip training application because there's nothing else in this shop. There's only 1 motivating megaphone. There's a Guts ankle weight we're not going to use, a Stam ankle weight we're not going to use. It's not a good shop. So if we don't get a good shop reset out of the Oka show, we're probably going to come back and buy that with training. Just because there's not really anything else going on. Okay, the mile races should be a breeze at this point. Mile S is really going to do some heavy lifting for us. And with a Vita 20, we should be able to train. That's fine. Wit and skill points over speed? Absolutely, because I think speed is going to get there. Rainbow wit training. I prefer to work on friendship. Although this is a really nice stamina training. It does work on Nishino Flowers. Friendship, it puts her to gold for sure. Whereas this speed training only gets Sunday closer to gold. I think it's absolutely better than a wit training. The question is, can I get there off of a single Vita 20? Sort of. I think I can get close enough that it would be worth risking it. I think it'd be like 6% to fail, and then 7% to fail. I'll risk it. There we go. And then we should have enough stamina to get through both of these. Or enough energy to get through both of these. We should have enough stamina to do the Oaks as well. We're getting pretty close to 300 at this point. Competitive Spirit I do not care about as a White Spark, so give me the stats. Yeah, we're at 295. We'll be able to survive the Oaks. And then also get in here and buy that Wit training. Buy that Stamina Manual as well. We have 3 more races before our next shop reset, so unless we get crazy good items out of winning these races, I think we're set up really well for summer break. We have 3 chances to hit Etsuko to fix our mood. We're sitting on a Kale Juice still, which is our solution to energy in summer. I think we're set up really, really well right now. That doesn't matter. We can still run the Oaks. That's an okay shop reset. It's going to cost us all the coins that we got out of the NHK Mile Cup. We're no longer good on energy. I think I'd probably still run it on 0 and just gamble. If we hit a mood down off the Oaks, it's actually really annoying. Because we don't have a cupcake. It would put us to bad mood. It would mean we need to recreate early June. But I think that's fine. Yeah, I think that's fine. Still no Cleat Hammers, which is a little annoying. We'd really like to be getting more skill points than that. That is a reroll. Only by a neck. We're in the mix on this. Medium B is obviously not helping, but I guess if we really wanted to min-max, we could have found an Ogre parent that had a mild Spark grandparent. But at that point, I'm like, whatever. We'll just tank the fact that we have medium B. We also dodge race fatigue, which is huge. Single rainbow power, single rainbow wit. If we fail tag into the single rainbow wit, it allows us to run the Takarazuka Kinen and go to 0 energy. So I really like the idea of a wit training here. And using a fail tag on it. Because that lets us run a very cheap G1. And I also want you to pay attention to the fact that we're doing the classic Takarazuka Kinen. Because what I've figured out through doing a little bit of testing and exploration, and maybe you know this too, and I'm catching up on it, is that when you're looking at things like the Senior Spring Triple Crown and the Senior Fall Triple Crown, it actually doesn't matter that you do them in Senior Year. So we're going to run and win the Takarazuka Kinen in Classic Year. And if we win the Spring Tenno, which is not a guarantee because our stamina is going to be a little shaky, we will complete the Senior Spring Triple Crown epithet on the Tenno Show Spring Victory. if we... The other way we could do it is we could run Japan Cup late November Classic and then Mild Championship late November Senior, and then you'd see it unlock after the Arima. Or we could even run the Japan Cup and Arima here and here. And in fact, maybe we should do that, because that's a better demonstration of it. We'll go Japan Cup here, Arima here. And then here we'll do Mild Championship. Because that will complete Senior Autumn Triple Crown on the Tenno show. What was I doing this turn? Oh, right, you're doing Takarazuka Kinan. Yeah. I remember now. Okay, we clock that again. Eye and neck. That's our last clock. That's not great. You might need to find an Ogre that has a medium spark somewhere in the grandparent. Otherwise, this is going to be a really unstable parent run. We'll see. No shop reset there is also great, because it means we have coins going into summer break. So we go Reset Whistle, Vita 20, Vita 20, Artisan Cleat Hammer. And that is it. I wish that we had a cupcake, but alas, I think we just go Royal Well, look at your trainings first. Okay. It's actually kind of good. I think I'd rather take that Guts training over a single Rainbow Speed, and then just blow the Guts ankle weight on it. So Royal Kale Juice, Empowering Megaphone, Guts ankle weight. Or do you want to fail take this first? You know what, actually... Fail take it first, and then do the Kale Juice next turn, because the Good Luck Charm is giving you a free training for 40 coins, whereas the Royal Kale Juice would be giving you a training for, like, 70 coins, but then you're spending a third of it. So let's do this order instead. Let's be a little smarter with how we spend energy. Now we Kale Juice. Now we Reset Whistle, is what I meant to say, because those are awful. There we go. Okay, now we Kale Juice. I wish that I had a speed ankle weight for this. But I think the shop right now is only, yeah, it's only Guts and Power. We haven't even seen a speed ankle weight yet. So we're just going to have to live with this being a non-weighted training. This is still no Rainbow. Yeah, these are all really bad again. So give me a Reset Whistle. That's good. It's not great, but it's good. We can ankle weight it. We can megaphone it. And then if we see a good Guts or Power training, we have another weight in the shop. Single Rainbow, Single Rainbow, Single Rainbow. I don't really want to take a gamble on these. I think I'm fine just taking a wit training because it refunds a small amount of energy. I think all of our core... I think power and speed are going to get to 1200, or at least above 1100. And I think stam is going to get to 600. So I'm not super worried about focusing them, and I can think more about, like, what is wit going to let us do for energy management. We have 2 motivating megaphones. I don't think I need a third one. I would like replacement Guts and Power ankle weights, though. Just so I have them on me. Take me to Shion Stakes, which is not a Versus. So because it's not a Versus and I have a Mile Versus option, I'm going to run the Mile Versus instead. I'd rather have the skill hint than the affinity, because that's a chance to turn into a White Spark. Okay. If we win this energy gamble after the Old Comers, it's really good for us, because we can train early October just off of a Vita 20. We didn't get anything in that shop reset, so I think we can ignore all of that. The All Comers is not a Versus. Then you take the Saint Light Keenan, because I'd rather have the skill hint. Okay. This is going to be a big energy drink turn, if there's a good training. If there's not a good training, we can just rest. It's a great shop reset. I don't think I need a second Guts ankle weight. I'm fine with just one, but cleat hammers are excellent. Yeah, I can just take this wit training. We can do 1 Vita 20 into that. Give me another 20 wit, manage my energy. This sets us up for this 3 raise stretch. But really well. And then, for a medium, knowing that we're medium B, I'm gonna buy. Is the Shukasho right-handed? It is. So I think right-handed is fine. The Shukasho is 2000, so it's standard distance. We don't need to buy non-standard. Corner adept could get cheaper, but I'm just going to grab it now. Straight adept could get cheaper. I'm going to grab it now. I want to take skills that are going to help me win. And ideally ones that are distance agnostic and aren't medium specific. So it's just those two. Those are the only two that we can get right now that are still contributing towards the idea of this being apparent and not style locking us on potential white skills. Or white sparks. So let's cross our fingers and hope that's good enough. Medium B is a little bit of a hindrance here. And we have no clocks. Yeah, it's not good enough. So losing Triple Crown is going to be a pretty hefty disadvantage. We could still get good sparks out of this. So we're going to finish the run out. But knowing that medium B is making the run that unstable means I'm going to have to find a different parent from that Ogre. Because I don't think... it will work, but I don't want to sit through the RNG that would be required to make it work. Also, save your cleat hammers for miles, I guess. Okay. I wish you could have done that on the Shuka show. It was so much more important. It's a good shop reset. This is Umastan, so I love that. It's not that good on a front runner, but I do just like having it as a spark. Power 20 versus Stam Guts. I have an eye towards the Spring Tenno right now. I think I'm supposed to take Stam Guts here. Master Cleat, Stamina Scroll, Guts Manual. Power Training Application, I think it's safe to leave behind at this point. We only have 1 more year left. I don't think we're going to get a ton of value out of buying that. We might only train power like 2 more times outside of summer break, so... Okay, at least we win this, because now when we win the Autumn Tenno, I can show you what I mean about epithets. And then going into early December, we're going to need a lot of energy drinks to make it through this. This is a little bit of energy back. God, it would have been sick if we got Skin Condition after the Japan Cup and then fixed it with Nice Nature's event. First time in recorded history anybody's ever healed a condition off of that. 10% failure. Let's just make sure we secure it. I don't want to lose a 10%. Double check your shot. Make sure you're not losing anything. Just grab the wit scroll. Decent wit training. And then the Arima's a long, and we're long A, so we should not really have to worry about aptitudes for that. Migraine's pretty brutal, though. Well, we didn't get Migraine, but like the mood down is pretty brutal. Giving up on a single rainbow in order to run the Arima, I think is an A-okay trade. Could have cleat hammered that, but forgot. It's okay, we'll do them in senior year. Okay. 5 carrots, nice. Good shop reset, too. We're gonna buy all of that. Speed, Guts, Vita 20. Pretty mere way too late. Master Cleat Hammer, Guts Manual, good luck charm. Smart scale for insurance? No, miracle cure for insurance, because that'll fix anything. Power, ankle weight, stamina, ankle weight don't need. Motivating megaphone, probably don't need at this point. Although if we go much longer without seeing an empowering megaphone for summer break, I'm going to have to start buying those. It's a halfway decent speed. I can Vita 20 my way into that. We also know we're probably going to train early February. Nah, I don't think it's worth using a motivating megaphone here. Just take the speed training straight up. Because if you lose the energy gamble on the American JCC, you'd really like to rest early February. Or possibly even recreate. Giving up a single power training to do this. Yeah, that's about right for medium B. We definitely need to fix that. Wit manual, guts manual. We want to buy both of those. Don't need on your left. You're only here for race bonus. And honestly, if it's only there for a race bonus, maybe we should borrow like Chiono O or something. So that we actually have a stam card that lets us survive the Spring Tenno. That's an interesting thought. I think this is supposed to be a recreation, because if we have a good training late February, I can Vita my way into it. And we have no cupcakes. Like, I know that we have 3-4 races coming up, but normal to great is a much bigger ask than good to great. So I think we recreate here. That's fine. And then I could take an additional versus race and just hit triple race penalty off the Osaka high. I think I'm okay with that. Like, this isn't on... it'd be nice to put Marvelous Sunday to gold, but I don't think I need to. We don't have to follow the Ogre schedule to the letter. We can run extra races that build our own skill points up. Okay. Also, it's a miles. It's like free wins. There's great. So that fixes one problem. Not good enough to take. No new items in the shop. None of these are versus races. I mean, if none of them are versus races, we'll take the Uma stakes to maintain affinity and also get skill points out of it. Okay. Spam manual looking kind of nice. Again, Fast and Furious we don't really need here. The point isn't to be a late searcher. The point is to bring those cards for race bonus. We'll take Stamina Manual. We will attempt to Cleat Hammer the Osaka High. I really wish that I had an energy drink for this. We're almost guaranteed to get race fatigue out of this, but I think we have the tools to fix it. Give me an Artisan Cleat Hammer. Okay. $20 stam is quite nice. I still think we're going to be understammed for the Spring Tenno. We might buy 1 to 2 Pace Chaser recoveries. Playtime's over is a nice white spark hint there. Power manual, wit manual, energy drink max, Vita 20, second speed, ankle weight. We still haven't seen empowering megaphones. And summer break is coming up. We do run 3 races here. We could run 4. The Takarazuka Keenan could be here. 99 to fail, 81 to fail. I could fail tag into this wit training. I could fail take into this wit training, run the Tenno show, drop back to 0, and then energy drink the Victoria Mile, and then rest late in May. That's interesting. I think I would do that. But the bigger question is, okay, we're with 5 already. The bigger question is, how do we survive the spring 10? It's a 3,200. That is a standard distance race, right? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. So standard distance would be a start. Stam Despair and Preferred Position, even though we don't want them as White Sparks. I think I would be fine taking them to win a race. And then Glittering Star, which is also recovering. Maybe? Maybe enough? Question mark. It's enough. Okay. So we're doing that purely for skill points and for affinity. We're not doing it for any kind of parent purposes, because now we've got like 2.5 skills that we don't really want to turn into White Sparks. We also spent like 350 skill points to do that. But here's the point. When we were in Classic, we won the Takarazuka Kinan. Down here. Then, in Senior, we won the Osaka High, and then we won the Spring Tanosha. And if we come over here to our log, and we check Unparalleled Progress, well, that's standard distance races. If we come over here and we check Unparalleled Progress, we have finished Spring Champion. We won the Osaka High, Spring Tenno, and Takarazuka Kinan. These are date agnostic, which liberates a lot of free time in your schedule for specific runners. Grass isn't really going to be able to take advantage of it because we want to do the Takarazuka Kinan here anyway. But imagine if this was an Ogre run, and you wanted to run the Teo show to be building your 5 G1 race wins. It would be really useful for you to run the Takarazuka Kinan in Classic, and then run the Teo show in Senior, but still get access to the Spring Champion epithet. That's the kind of stuff that you can do with a little bit of fiddling with the schedule to make sure that you're hitting some epithets like out of season, I guess, is the best way I can really think to describe it. You don't have to run them during like the canonical period when you would expect them to work, I guess is the point. Should have cleat hammered that. It's okay, you have more G1s coming. Okay. Good mood up. Now late May is going to be a rest. Give me all that. None of these trainings are phenomenal, and I don't have a solution to my energy management in summer break, so I think this is just going to be a natural rest. 50's okay. We're going to get another 20 back on Takarazuka Kinan Day. You can cleat hammer this. Let's make sure we're actually using those. Excuse me? It's possible for you to lose miles? Good God. Our epithets and affinity is going to be all kinds of screwed up on this run. But I think a lot of this stems from the fact that we're not borrowing Fuku and we're not getting a lot of initial stats to kind of snowball the run. And then we might as well just run Takarazuka Kinan here for the sake of skill points. We have already won it, so this doesn't contribute to our affinity. It doesn't contribute to any epithets, but it does contribute to skill points, and skill points are nice to have for a parent run. There we go. Very nice. Lose a mile, but win a medium. I don't understand it, but that's how it goes. We're still in a situation where we're drinking nothing but Vita 20s here, probably. Speed, power, Vita 20, Master Cleat Hammer, Reset Whistle. We're still not seeing any empowering megaphones, so I guess we buy Motivating at this point. And I really don't think I need a 4th speed ankle weight, so let's just buy 3. We aren't doing any more 3 race stretches on this schedule, but I might try and fit a few more in, so I'm just going to grab 1 for backup, in addition to the cure-all that we have already. And then let's start whistling these. How good is that guts training? Not great. Also, the stat line is wretched. Now that I'm actually looking at it, this is not a good stat line at all. It's really bad. So do you want to take that guts training versus blow a whistle? And the guts training doesn't really do anything is the problem, so I think you just reset whistle this. That immediately looks better. Oh, that's so much better. Taking that speed training for sure. Give me a Vita 40, 2 Vita 20s, a motivating megaphone, a speed ankle weight. Time to start using this stuff up. We might get to 1100 speed yet. Okay, power training. It could probably be better, so I'm not going to blow a weight on it. That's a beautiful wit training. And we have the megaphone active still, so I would love the energy recovery right now. It's a fairly underwhelming speed training. I'm not going to bother blowing a megaphone on it because it's not going to be active for these 2 turns anyway. I'm just going to take it as is. Alright, that's a good summer break. That is a good and useful summer break. Let's jump back into a few races. I would love to see some shop resets here that give us some more interesting things to buy, because I do have like 350 coins right now. Again, the curse of medium B strikes again. At least we win the energy gamble, so we can run the all-comers. Another motivating megaphone I should probably get at this point, because I don't think we're going to see any more empowering megaphones. They just don't exist this run. And then we'll take the all-comers as a versus. Again, just looking to build skill points. There we go. Excellent time for a mood up. Decent shop reset. Those are items that we want to buy. Give me these 2. More cleat hammers. Manuals. Second power ankle weight. I don't think I care that much. I think we just roll with this. And then we're at 0 energy. So as much as we would like to take a training today, I think I'm going to need these Vitas for the end of the career. So we're just going to take a rest, and this energy needs to last us through the Arima. So a plus 30 is not, like, great there. Autumn Tenno. Make sure you cleat hammer it. We want to be using these up. Okay. She's right on the edge of being able to consistently win mediums. It's just not quite enough. Like, she's not losing these to getting blocked, because she's usually only, like, second by a length. She's not, like, you know, 8th or 9th or whatever. But she's just not fast enough in the last stretch, is my guess, without watching them, right? Like, if we wanted an actual 100% correct answer, we could watch them. But that would be my guess. Is that she's got lower top speed because her medium is B and not A, and it's just not quite enough to either catch up to a lead or maintain a lead in late race. So after this, well, maybe we do it in next video. Next video, I think we find a different Ogre. We run the same thing back and we see how it goes. Unless this parent is just cracked, right? Like if we get 3-star blue, 3-star pink, obviously we don't need to run that back. We just take the L that we lost a triple tiara on a parent that ended up being goated. And that's just life. Hopefully that's not life, but like, that might be life. We have so many ways to fix skin condition if we get it out of this that we'll just go ahead and run it. And then I think we drink all of our Vita early December. We do one training, we take the Arima, and we hope that we wit like one time in the finals to manage energy. You didn't cleat hammer that. That's true. It's a good point. It's pretty true. That's God, that's a lot of boot down. Well, at least hand cream the skin condition away. Good luck, Charm Me, which simplifies our final 3 turns a little bit. Single Rainbow Wit. It's better than a nice nature hint, that's for sure. So give me all of this. Now we're looking at, like, probably fail take on the last turn of the finals. You could have used a megaphone there too, because it would have been active on the first turn. Yeah, playing sloppy. I'm on tilt from losing mediums to medium B is the problem. It's untidy play. We also did not have amazing shop luck here. I know we're at like 400 coins. And I guess there's places I could have spent some of them. Like, we could have bought a power training upgrade here and there. But really, I was planning on using those for empowering megaphones that never showed up. It's why we have 400. It's a little bit of mood fix, at least. Could I be so bold as to ask for a cupcake in the final shop? Is such a thing possible? Probably don't need the Vita. Master Cleat Hammers are nice, though. I think that puts us at 3. Yeah, it puts us at exactly 3. Okay, so it's actually a good thing we forgot to use it on the Mile Championship. We lost out on a little bit of skill points, but now we gain... Oh my god. Now we gain stats. That's obviously going to be a speed ankle weight into a megaphone. 964. We hit 1100 speed this run with one more decent speed or wit training, I think. Because each of these final races is going to be worth 21. Maybe 22? No, 21. So we're going to get 63. We're going to get 73 more stats above 964. We're going to be at like 1040. Yeah, we need one more good speed training. And then we at least have a chance to get a 3-star speed spark. 22, yeah. Very nice. It's a huge wit training. I'm not going to reroll it, like that's a great training. But I do now need it to be speed specifically on the last turn. Otherwise we're going to be like 40 short. Doesn't even have to be that good. It could either be a solo double speed, or it could be like a single speed with fine motion and nice nature there. Not quite. I'm resetting. I see a rainbow. That's actually good enough. With a weight and a megaphone, that gets us there. Yeah, we're going to be at 108. Well, 1108 at the end. So we're just barely going to make it, and everything else is over 600. So our odds of getting a good 2-star blue here are good. And our odds of getting a good 3-star blue here are okay. Our affinity is a mess, because we didn't win the triple tiara. But we salvaged a lot of other stuff out of this. We're at 2,000 skill points, so give me Radiant Star, and then give me Mile skills. Playtime's over is great for a frontrunner. Uma stands kind of mid for a frontrunner, but it's a super valuable Light Spark if this isn't a frontrunner parent. End Closer? No. Frontrunner straights. I mean, at least we picked one of them up, I guess. Speed Eater, great for frontrunners. Unyielding Spirit, Acceleration, Mile straights. Watchful Eye? Nah, not really. These are all style dependent. Homestretch Chase, Straightaway Excel. Non-standard distance for dirt tracks. And then you have 600 still. So you know that you can't get a medium pink spark out of this. It could be a long pink spark or a mile pink spark. It could also be pace or late. First of all, let's double down on miles, just because that's really our priority. And then, like, Speed Star, Prepared to Pass is a nice white spark to have around. And then maybe double down on, like, non-standard distance. What are you giving up? Fast and Furious on your left. I don't care as much about that. Bunch of medium skills. Trick rear. Doesn't really matter. Medium stuff, long stuff. Straight descent. Yeah, I think that's probably fine. Alright. And then let's see if we got lucky. I want to say we've done everything we can, but we haven't. It was a fairly scuffed run. 2-speed, 1 turf. God, the white sparks are exactly where we want them to be, too. But this is probably not good enough because we're looking to build a dirt runner. So, this is our template. This is not a usable parent, but it's our template. And I think the biggest change that I'm going to make between today and tomorrow, when we're just going to run this same thing back, is we're going to find a better Ogre to borrow that has medium spark somewhere in the legacy tree. Just because that's going to push Grass Wonder to A. It's going to streamline the career a little bit, but I think everything else about this worked great. We're also going to borrow Chiono instead of Nice Nature, because I think I'd rather have access to that. Or maybe there's a better frontrunner borrow that I'm... No, we're going to borrow Matikane. Never mind. We're going to borrow Matikane for initial stats, so that we do not drop any of the junior year races. That's right. Okay. So that's the plan sorted for next time. Let's go ahead and wrap up the plan for today. We'll go get our Silent Suzuka Spark. Show me... Hey, you know, Long Special Week can probably handle a medium. Nah, it's from Tachyon. Tachyon is so much more efficient at doing this as a pace chaser. Okay. Daily shop. Grab all of this stuff. We're doing great on clocks by virtue of the fact that we're not doing that many runs. So we'll definitely survive Track Blazer. In terms of... No. In terms of not running out of clocks, we are definitely going to survive Track Blazer, which is nice. Good, good, good. Daily shop number 2. We'll go check up on Club after this, and then we will do our Team Trials record keeping, and then we'll close up shop for the day. Medium Racing Shoes, Victoria Mile. We do both of those fairly frequently. I don't think I have to worry about them that much. Take me back here. Check in on the club. Still there. We also have a conversation we haven't read. Let's get our small amount of archive progress for that. And then let's go ahead and do team trials. We have sunk down into demotion range, which is not unexpected, because our score that we set last time was not high enough to actually defend that. But our score that we set last time was not particularly good, and I think we can do better. Let's also fix King Halo here. You're at 9. You're supposed to be way further up here. You're supposed to be like there. Alright. Show me round 1. It's looking pretty good to start. 2 losses? It's probably not going to be our high score, but it's looking alright. It's actually not good at all. I'll take the support points. Nishino Flower going to -2. Your Groove going to -10. Tachyon going to -4. And then down here at the bottom, Tamama going to 8. L going to 22. Boxing going to 9. Round 2. That's not looking great. Got 591. That's real low. Grass Wonder to -9. Gold Chip to -13. Super Creek to -1. Mayano to -9. We don't see her down there that often. Vodka to 8. Haru to 28. Could be good. It's not good. 638, not good enough. Nishino to -3. Air Groove to -11. Gold Chip to -14. L, we're not going to see you down there much longer, don't worry. Tamamo, auction. Round 4. There's a small chance. 718 is a fairly high score. It's not going to be our high score, but it's good. Mayano to -10. Vodka to 7. Taiki to -2. L to 24. Haru to 29. Creek to -2. As soon as these two are rebuilt, I actually may reset this entire list, because these two show up in the bottom two so often that I think they're actually like leeching losses away from other bad Team Trials runners right now. So we'll go ahead and set up a purge, I think, after we're done with those two rebuilds. And then this is our last round, so we'll go ahead and parfait it just to see how we can do. Not well. So we continue to hang out in demotion territory, but I think we're going to escape it. I think we've built two really strong Team Trials runners, and we were already retaining Class 6, so I think we're set up pretty well. This is also Special Weeks. No, Special Week is here. Special Week to -3. Air Groove to -12. Auction to 11. Vodka to 8. And then Grass to -8. So that's how Team Trial stands currently. Tamamo, or not Tamamo, Sakura is probably going to be the next rebuild after Haru and L are done. King Halo, Tamamo, Cross Vodka all need a little bit of work, and then it just turns out that we have a lot of good runners down here. We've got everybody down here who performs more or less like slightly above average, and then we've got Air Groove, Mayano, Grass Wonder, and Gold Chip who are like capital G good. So that's the state of Team Trials, and that's where I'm going to leave you. There is currently a poll up on the channel for which of the two parents that we have on the account that are halfway decent you would be interested in borrowing. So make sure that you go and check that poll out if you would like to have some feedback. Option 1 is this Air Groove. I just had to remember what my symbols were. Option 1 is this Air Groove, which is Split Mile Turf Sprint with 6-star power, 2-star speed. This is a parent that you would use for picking up sprint and mile aptitudes in Track Blazer. If you're interested in that, that is the current borrow. But then also we made this special week last video, which is 7-star power and 5-star long and 2-star turf with a mountain of late surger skills. So if you want your voice heard, you're working on a long late surger runner, and you're like, holy cow, this looks better than anything that I've seen on Umamusume, let me know down in that poll, and I would be happy to switch the borrows up for you. But for now, if you're looking for a fine motion or that Track Blazer adjusting Air Groove, there's the trainer ID for you if you want them. You don't have to borrow them if you've got better stuff, I totally understand, but they're available for you if you want them. I will see you guys next time, though. If you're enjoying the Uma series, do make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you want to let me know how your own Aries CM runs are going, drop me a note down in the comments. Let me know what you're seeing, what's working for you, and what you think you need to adjust. But until then, I'll catch you next time. Have a good one.